Hi, I'm Bryce Taylor, and welcome to Making Things. I'm here with Will McFarlane, who's going to help us build something cool. What is it?
We're going to build this little motor car. It consists of two 3-volt electric motors attached in parallel and some wheels to make it go. With a little bit of reconfiguration, it can also turn into a spinning machine.
Cool. Well, let's get started.
All right, for this project, we're going to need two 3-volt motors. We're going to need a battery holder and two batteries to go in it. Two AA batteries. We need an assortment of wheels that we can experiment with. And some dowels, a little bit of straw, and some popsicle sticks, along with some double-sided tape to attach things to each other. And we need two Y connectors to connect the motors in parallel. The first thing we need to do is put our batteries in our battery holder with the minus side up against the springs on the battery holder. With the batteries in the battery holder, we can test and just make sure they're in right by plugging in very loosely the motor here. And then I can turn the switch on and press these two together, and the motor starts spinning. So I know my battery pack and batteries are working. So I'm going to unplug that motor. I'm going to turn the switch off, and I'm going to put one of these Y connectors on each of the wires from the battery holder, since we need to attach two motors to the one battery holder. So we're going to put the red wired connectors on the red wire and the blue ones on the black wire. These Y connectors mean that we have two wires coming off of power and two off of ground, and we can use them to attach our two motors. So I'm going to take the first motor, I'm going to plug one of the sides to the ground wire here. I'm going to plug the other one to the power wire, to the power side. So once we have those two in the second motor will just go on the other two wires. Once they are in, we just need to make sure that none of these quick disconnects are touching each other. And if they're all separate, we can turn the thing on and both of the motors spin. So the next thing we need to do is we need to attach all this stuff to a popsicle stick. To attach the electronics to the popsicle stick frame, we're going to use this double-sided tape. So I'm going to put one piece here onto the battery holder. One piece here. And I'm going to get these things off. Can take a little bit of doing. Well, this is coming off pretty well. And actually I want to have two layers of tape here, just so there's a little bit more of a gap between the battery pack and the popsicle stick that it's attached to. So having done that, we can use the sticky tape to attach the battery pack to the middle of the popsicle stick. I'm just going to eyeball it, get it in the middle as best I can. And then now that this is connected, we can attach our motors one to each side. So that's also going to happen with a little bit of tape. So make sure you put the double-sided tape on the side that doesn't have the wires sticking off the end. You can stick that on there, and here, again, I'm just going to eyeball it, try to get it as straight as possible. The straighter this is, the more your car will go forward and the less it will spin around. Give it a nice firm push. And I just want to make sure that none of these connections are accidentally crossing. And there we go. So now we're going to attach the back wheels to another popsicle stick. That will be the back of the frame. So I'm going to use a little bit of tape. I'm going to stick a straw here, which is going to be part of the axle mechanism. Again, I'm trying to line it up as well as possible, but not worrying very hard. I'm going to take this little dowel as the axle, slip it through the straw. Then I'm going to use these medium-sized wheels for the back. So now we're going to attach the front wheels. So you can experiment with different sizes and shapes of wheels. I'm going to put these big red wheels on the front, and they just, they're the holes in the middle, and they just slip right on. So now we can attach the back wheels. So this should fit in here nice and snug, but if you need to, you can always attach it with a little piece of tape. I'm going to put it down, and I'm going to turn it on. And it's going to go in the wrong direction. So it looks like I have one of the motors attached backwards. But I want the motors to spin in opposite directions and not the same direction, so that both of them push in the same direction. So I'm going to take one of these motors, I'm going to figure out which one is currently going forward, which is this one here. So I'm going to reverse this one. So I'm going to take this motor here, and I'm going to unplug my 2 wires, and I'm going to switch which lead is connected to power and which lead is connected to ground. And now it should go forwards. Of course, you might want something that spins around in circles, because that might be fun. So I could take that off and I could just pop it back the other way. Get the rotors spinning so it goes in the other direction, and then I have a spinning machine.
Cool. Thanks very much to Will for helping us build this awesome motor car.
No problem.
Our next video will be about how to make the cool dynamo kit that comes inside the motor car kit as well. And for more instructions on how to do it, you can check out our website at partsandcrafts.org/makeit. And if you would like to help support projects like this, you can order some of the kits themselves, or you can support us on Patreon. Links below. Thank you very much.